Hello everybody, it's Leela.
And Bo.
And welcome to our channel.
Yay.
In this podcast episode, we are going to be recapping and reviewing Queendom Puzzle Episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode
Is
2.
it episode 2? Wow.
Electric Boogaloo.
This is actually like the 15th episode, but it's still episode 2.
It feels like the 15th.
Yeah. There's a reason we'll talk about that.
So today we're going to go over the rest of the introduction performances, the up-down votes. We're going to go over the snap and charismatic performance videos.
Very good, sir.
And talk about our top 7 that we're voting for.
Did I send you my new one?
Yeah.
Okay, I did. I don't remember doing that, but okay.
I got it from you. I got it from your Google Photos.
Oh, married life.
So, if that sounds like fun, please stick around.
And subscribe.
And while you're here, give the channel a subscription. Please subscribe. Well, we're here every Saturday recapping Queendom Puzzle. Giving
I would say press the bell, but I pressed the bell on I pressed the bell on channels, and I don't ever really know what it does. What does
I've
it
never
do?
pressed the bell
Does it
on a
give you
channel, so I don't feel right asking others to press the bell on my channel.
Yeah, I guess it notifies you or something, but I don't know where.
I have no idea.
And like individual videos.
Listen, that's above and beyond. You don't have to press the bell. Just give me a subscription.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And a like and a comment.
And your homework. We have to give homework every time.
I forgot what it was last time.
You have to tell us if there are any changes in your top 7. Spoiler alert, there have been changes in my top 7.
We'll
Stick
talk
around
about
to find
all
out
the nonsense
in the
with
comments.
That.
Yeah.
All the nonsense going on.
What?
It's just the top 7. It's just going to constantly change. I hate it because I fall in love with each new contestant. I love them all. I think they're so great.
And also, if you are a returning listener to our various podcasts about these like K-pop competition shows,
yes,
let us know in the comments if you want us to do shows about the Are You Next girl group.
Is that the Hive one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us just side note. Let us know if you'd like to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's dive in with the performances this week. There's a lot of them.
Now, a quick note, because we brought this up and we were talking about it in the subreddit, which is where I get a lot of my information and discussions. Why are we still watching performances 2 months in or a month into the show or whatever?
What do you mean?
When they've already put out the
they
2
always
songs?
pre-record.
Right. I think this is also they're kind of extending this part of it because they're recording the live stuff now.
It's similar to on Boys Planet. They do a bunch of stuff ahead of time. So the first few episodes, you're like watching the past.
Yeah.
Until it catches up to a more like, this happened, this was recorded 2 weeks ago and now we're watching it versus something that was recorded months
And you
ago.
have a friend who hasn't seen the songs yet, the videos, but is watching now. So we want to know what his opinion is.
When the show was first announced, this is a side note, but when it was first announced, they put out the snap and charismatic performance videos, and that was kind of how you saw who was going to be in the show.
Yeah.
That was your first, and we watched them, and
dang,
without any context, loved them both. I didn't like Snap on the first listen, but now it's like an earworm. It's like in my playlist, listening to it unironically. Like Snap and charismatic.
We'll talk about this more in this when we get to the songs.
Okay,
part. But yeah, let's talk about Jury because Jury is a goddess.
So the first performance of this episode was Rocket Punch's Jury doing Sunmi's Heartburn, in which that Sunmi had that hair color for this comeback, and it looks so good on her.
Yeah, this picture's a little. It's very.
Listen, my pictures are bad.
No, you take them from him, Ned. It's not your fault. Okay, so the ups and the downs are absolutely ridiculous.
We're giving our up if we would up or down.
Up, of course, up Jury. Jury's the best. 2 things have happened because we were discussing this as well in other areas of the internet. Mm-hmm. As the show, as the filming day or days have gone on or whatever it is, 18 hours, 12 hours, the ladies get a little bit more, a little less impressed, which is natural, so they're getting a little more critical eye, and a little more tired.
Yeah.
And so Jury comes up there and does an understated. It's supposed to be a sexy, pretty, smooth Sade. Think more Sade, less. Blackpink or something.
Yeah.
So she's doing more Sade. And her voice is so good, but it's not a super stingy voice. It's a particular kind of flavor of voice that I absolutely adore. I love her low voice. I love her. Now, we've talked about this before, and I'm not a Korean speaker at all, but I do wonder if she has difficulty with some of the Korean parts.
I don't think so. She's been there for a very long time.
Well, and I don't blame a Korean speaker for being a little distracted by that, because it's not like they're being harsh. It
no
just
one
can
said
be
that
a little.
Was the reason.
I don't think so.
They tease her about knowing Korean, but I think it's just because they like to tease her.
But other than that, I love the performance. I love her voice. I don't think the props were. I saw someone say the props were kind of like covering that she wasn't doing it a lot. Everybody used something. I thought it was beautiful. It was like a backdrop, island life, kind of pretty, and it completely surprised me. I would thumbs it up. I would give it an up arrow, but when we're talking about, if everybody said that, then she would get 27. We don't think she deserves 27 ups.
Well, we're not saying what other people would do.
No, I know what I'm saying.
If we were there, what we would do.
Right, but I'm thinking that what I'm saying is I wish there was a way to discuss, like, instead of 720, it'd be more like, I'd say like 15. Would that be 10, 12 or something? I'd get something closer to the middle for this performance.
Yeah, I think she was robbed. I think she did a good job. That the song is kind of chill and her performance was understated, but and maybe they were holding that against her, that there wasn't no belting high note or a very like power dance or anything.
Yes.
But I think she did the song justice, and and is lovely.
It wasn't designed necessarily.
I would have given her a vote.
Yeah, it wasn't designed necessarily to impress you in that way that like Bora or what's her name, Hiso later does. Like really, energetic stuff. It was designed to just be a lovely performance. She achieved it. I think in a lot of ways, Jury is slept on a lot. She's underestimated. She's underappreciated a lot. Yeah. Not only is she's so pretty, but she's unique. She's Japanese. She's not Korean. She's
an idol.
Hilarious.
She's variety idol.
Yeah, it does it all, and I don't think people are really waking up to her yet. I think it'll happen, but I do think though sometimes she needs to, and she does this, but maybe put on a more serious air occasionally, so that people don't just think she's just there to be.
But
funny.
That's what she was doing in her song.
Yeah, I agree.
It wasn't silly or anything like that.
I agree. Yeah, she could have done a cutesy thing or something.
Yeah.
But I love her. I love Jury.
Doing something really cute where she would be smiley and stuff might have done her a little bit more justice of making it more endearing of a performance.
Would've
like,
woke
that's
people
so
up,
cute.
too.
That's Jury. She's so cute.
But
she chose to do something mature, and that's cool.
Or something that started off more cute and then turned not serious, but maybe showed a dance or maybe a more serious thing. Because I love the tone of her voice. I don't want to see someone like a Jury not embraced more because she is a unique idol, and I love that. So thumbs up for me, or whatever you call it.
Yeah. And next up was another Rocket Punch member, Yeon-hee, doing Somi's Dum Dum.
And she looks like Dion. Keeps reminding me of Dion, I think, a little bit from Twice. Is that who I'm thinking of, or I'm thinking of somebody else?
See it, but she's cute as heck.
Yeah, again, the ratio here should have been flipped, at least, I think. At least.
Yeah, 12 ups, 15 downs. I will say on this one, like, I'm not the biggest, like, fan of this song or anything like that, but I will say, I think the remix, was it a bit of a remix? Didn't do the song justice, because the song has a very catchy hook, like any Teddy song does. You know?
I couldn't even think of it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure I've heard it, but...
So, I felt like maybe something was missing there, but again, it's not like one of my favorite songs or anything, but it has a very... Dum Dum is very iconic. And it kind of lost a bit of that iconic flair that the song has. It's like a Blackpink song, So
well, as somebody who's never heard of it, I don't even.
They're
think
very
at all,
simplified and very. They just have like a visual hook, and it wasn't really there. Though her costume change was impeccable. Her outfits in general were impeccable. She looked adorable.
Cute, yeah.
She looked like Barbie the movie come to life. Love. She slayed her dance, even though her shoe was broken.
Yeah, that was the big caveat there. It's like, oh, how did she do? Oh, I broke my shoe. And then everybody you saw in the audience, they're going like, oh, I probably would have voted up if I'd known her shoe. I'm not saying they would have, but knowing that there was a difficulty and she still did as good as she did, because she did so much better than people who got, I don't want to say better, but she did at least as good as people who got higher votes. Okay, think about this. Jihan, who did Pop, did great. I love Jihan to death. Yeah. She didn't do really anything but just a dance and stuff, and did it well. and got how many upvotes
right.
and downvotes, you know, a lot more.
Right.
I love Jihan. I think she deserved it. Yoonhee here, I think, did more and carried it off and did something more creative with the costume change, but also the attitude change. She kind of went sexy for a bit at the end. With a broken shoe, I just think this is the result. This upvote, downvote is a result of the day getting long and people getting less impressed, I guess, because you've seen so much by that point.
Also, I've said before, like when I watch these shows, I generally watch the YouTube performance videos first and then go back and watch the episode in context. So in the YouTube version of the performance video, I watched this and they didn't like call out that her shoe broke right away.
It's not edited,
in the actual episode, they called out that her shoe broke right away.
Right away.
Watch her fail. So you're like waiting for her to fall over. So when I watched it for the first time, I didn't know that there was a problem. And I was like, oh, that was cute.
It might have looked like she was slipping a little bit.
So my first watching of it was like the people there that like I didn't even notice that there was like really a problem. I mean, certainly there were moves where she wasn't hitting it as hard as the backup dancers, and that was because she was trying not to break her ankle.
And she's like,
but also
costume changing.
Come on, what were those shoes anyway? They had jewelry as the strap. It's a dance. She's a dancer. Come on now.
For a
the
change,
stylist needs a talking to.
For one of the 3 or 4 people who did a costume, hers fitted the best. Like you didn't know it was under there.
Not
Some
at all.
like Doa's was, you could kind of tell a little bit. It's a little bulky here and there.
Yeah.
So I think all of Rocket Punch got completely ripped off. I think they all did much better.
They got underrated.
But this was a point I wanted to make. She came out and did this. Soyeon, I think, did hers. Jury did hers. Jury's was the least impressive dance-wise and stuff. It was more understated, but all of them did something that stuck out to people. So I don't want people to concentrate and think, oh, these poor votes, that means they are going to lose or whatever. No, if anything, people have noticed Yoonhee more because of overcoming the shoe and doing such a. So this is a good thing for Rocket Punch, I think. And if you notice, the teams get switched around anyway, you know. So she did great. Thumbs up for sure.
Thumbs up.
Of course.
Next we had Weeekly Soun doing Seulgi's 28 Reasons, and now like I can't look at her now without seeing Seulgi. Like look at her.
I don't really know Seulgi.
The outfit.
I mean, I know her, but I don't.
And the hair is exactly what Seulgi had for 28 Reasons. And then her doing it, and even her voice sounds like Seulgi. So now I'm like, it's like in my head forever. I can't like get it out. I thought she did a really good job, and obviously like stellar song choice because that's like her twin in the industry. But I
this
thought it was
didn't
really
do
good.
a lot for me, but just because I don't know a lot about the song or about her, and there is, I think if I knew the song, because she is doing kind of a strong take on it.
It's a mellow. It's kind of like Jury's song that she did. It's a little bit mellow. 28 Reasons.
Right, but I think that Weeekly though has tons of ability. They went through a huge period of massive popularity and really worked hard, and I think they're all really. I think a lot of Weeekly kind of got undervoted too as well. I mean, nobody in this show did bad, but they definitely did. I thought she should have got a little higher than this as well, but it was good.
I thought she did the song justice.
Yeah,
and again, like I'm fans of Weeekly. We're fans of Weeekly,
of
but
course.
She's not one of the members that always stood out to me in Weeekly. It was always, Jiyoon and Jihan,
right?
Who stood out in Monday.
Or Monday.
So there's like bias. All the other members of Weeekly for me have always fallen in the background. So like seeing her on her own and stuff like that was a nice performance.
It could be the case of like a G1 from Cherry Bullet, one of my favorite groups, but I never really noticed G1 that much, and then she can break out of it. I don't think she necessarily broke out of it in the way G1 did for me in this show, but I'm still keeping, because she has an interesting look, she has an interesting sound, she's cute and funny, she's kind of making jokes and stuff. And I like all of Weeekly, the 4 contestants' styles, but I think they all, Jihan got up there and popped away into everybody's heart, because it's so bright. And then you if you do anything else that's any less energetic, because a lot of people are saying, oh, this episode, it just seemed kind of flat and boring. It's like everybody's tired, everybody's nervous, and there was hard.
There was a big section, a big swath of performances that were more like somewhat mellow.
Yeah, not as exciting.
Not as like energetic, like
none of those moments
energetic song.
None of those moments that are going to go
it's
viral,
a little bit,
like Bora's or Jihan's or Jiwon's, or one later that we'll talk about, which was brilliant, and
right.
will did well. I don't know that I would thumbs any of these down, but I don't really remember this one that much. I'm sorry.
I would have given it a vote.
Oh, would you? Okay.
Yeah, I would have.
I'm going to say down just because I don't really remember it, but I do like her, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of her.
Next, we had our last weekly member, Soo Jin. Again, another one of the weekly members that never historically stood out to me.
She's a leader and looks the youngest.
She's the leader.
Looks like a child.
Of Weeekly. She did Jisoo's Flower. Again, like I said, there was like this big swath of like mellow performances, and that I think maybe some of them in that grouping of style of songs suffered for that reason. Similar situation here with Flower. It's not like the most impactful song, but it is like it's a very popular song.
Yeah, I don't know. I can when you
and like you know the gimmick with the flower hands and stuff.
It's very pretty. It's very
it was pretty and cute, but it was like did it blow me away?
I think that what happens is while you're watching it, when you get blown away by a performance and then you see something a little understated like Jury's or this one, you kind of go, oh, you know, but you have to kind of watch it a few times, you know, just randomly on an afternoon or something to really kind of say, oh, okay, that was good. I think they all did good, but again, it was understated. But I did think, this one I remember definitely more than the last one.
Oh, really?
Just because of the flowers and it was so pretty and stuff. It reminded me of Jury's just being a really lovely presentation. But I think if you're going to do something like this show or whatever, you do have to have some little extra kick. Like Hyolyn always had a kick in Queendom. She always had a kick.
Right.
Some little thing, a rapper or a flying in the air, you know.
Right.
She was putting 1,000% into that show.
Right.
You know, and so I think, I don't know that you need to go that far, but you do kind of need to do that or you're not going to get the viral moments like the Boras and stuff. So you know, unfortunate, but not bad. Just I wish she would have gotten a little more oomph to it. I would have voted it up though, the last one, because it was so pretty.
For this one, I probably wouldn't have voted it up.
Oh, really? Okay.
I probably wouldn't have. It didn't like blow me away or anything.
That's cool.
Nothing bad though. Next up we have Triple S.
The best performance.
Doing Cherry Talk, a Triple S song. I didn't know. We didn't know going into this. Like, I love Triple S. They're going to be on my top Spotify of this year. That first album and this too.
Yeah.
Like, their songs are impeccable. Like, Triple S's songs are impeccable. Their concept is a bit unusual. It's kind of like an NCT. There's a bunch of members, and they do little subunits. Anyway, Soyeon was, like, scouted off the street and debuted, like, a couple weeks later. Like,
literally 3 weeks.
She had almost no training. Like, zero training.
I think she just trained for the song. That's why she did this song.
Yeah. I didn't know that about her. I didn't know that at all. So she went up there and she's like, I'm going to get 0 votes. I was like, okay. So she went and did Cherry Talk and got 2 upvotes from her teammate Jiwoo and Miru, who was upvoting everyone. She was the anti-Chaeyeon because Chaeyeon was downvoting everyone. Miru was upvoting everyone because she's a sweetheart and was just like, I'm just happy to be here. But it was cute.
I have to say that, like, okay, so there was some quote-unquote controversy around her by people saying that they sent somebody who wasn't serious or she wasn't taking the show seriously when these people there like who paid for herself. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name. Jui paid for herself. You know, people who are this is their career. This might be their last blah blah blah. This is a serious thing, and then this little girl shows up and just giggles her way through it and doesn't care or whatever. And it's
That's
like
not the, I didn't get the impression she didn't care.
It is absolutely not true. What else could this person do? She didn't have any training. She had.
That's on Mnet for accepting her. If without the skill level to back it up. Like,
now, what would have been worse? They could have
said, no, we're looking for the best of the best, and you aren't. So
she's part of the story of the beginning of your idol career.
Right.
Then you have Chaeyeons and Boras and Jiwoo and stuff who I mean, and the more experienced idols who have had a long career. K. Yeah. So you want that variety. It gives you you want that spectrum. It gives you some great moments where they interact with each other, and the older supports the younger. I love those moments. So it's good she's there. But what else was she supposed to do? Not only that, but what would have been worse, I think, what would have been actually disrespectful is if she tried to not be herself or acted almost like scared or what. She just came and brought a little bit of sunshine and tried to keep up her spirit. showing that she was happy to be there. That's respect. That's a version of respect.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this reverential.
And she said thank you to everyone for giving me your time and letting me
She's
perform
not being
for you.
disrespectful or anything.
She was not disrespectful at all. I don't know. It was
I don't like
hating on her.
No, well, I don't like
They better
to.
not. I'll fight you.
I don't like to necessarily talk about the people's negative theories and stuff on these shows because I just ignore the BS from somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. But also, to illustrate that there are different ways to look at the performance and people take it different ways. But her performance was high school level. It was pretty bad. It was the performance of somebody who has had no training.
It wasn't like so like there's different types of bad. There's like bad where it's like you make mistakes and you're going off key and you're like falling over on the ground or whatever, or you just look terrified. And then there's just like the skill level doesn't match it. But the fact she went through the whole song, she did the dance moves. She didn't cry. She didn't cry. Right. She didn't crumble. She did her thing. Was her skill level the same as her backup dancers? No.
It reminded
you watching the backup dancers hit every move the way it's supposed to be hit while she wasn't. That's fine. She can learn it. And the fact that she's willing to do it and that she's like willing to put herself out there and has learned it in such a short period of time. Mad respect for this girl. And I had no idea.
Excuse me. Every reality show is like a musical based one is going to have the amateur or whatever. That's part of the story. It's our access to that could be me on the stage kind of fun moments and whatever. I absolutely, she's completely adorable and sweet and lovely.
Oh, I love her.
And so what I want to see happen, remember this happened to one of the biggest idols in the world right now, Sakura, when she was on 48, she wasn't up to those levels either. Right. And part of her story was her getting better. She worked hard, yeah. Nako started off in grade F, and Nako's a goddess at K-pop. She knows every dance, and she climbed her web. This little girl, I don't mean to say that, young lady, doesn't mean she's going to get into the group maybe or become an ace by the end, but she's going to learn from it, and she's starting her idol career, and it's a very interesting story. Yeah. I hope they take it easy on her because she needs to finish her schooling and all that and get into college or whatever. But other than that, she seems to be having a good time. She didn't seem, her and G were keeping up a good spirit and stuff. Yeah. That's not easy to do either. Yeah. So no disrespect at all. Having said that, I would have thumbs this down super fast and hard, like bam, because it was god awful. But you still love her. Like you're like, I'm still pulling for her. I would be happy if she's in the group in the end. I really would. I would be happy if any of these were in the group. There's maybe one or two I'm kind of like, wow. We'll talk about one coming up that I was just kind of shocked at. But I think there's potential there. Yeah. But maybe not. Maybe it doesn't work out for her. Maybe she just gets worse. But she's so adorable. Like, it's hard for me to say I would downvote her. But if I was just looking at the performance, like, probably. Yeah, you would. Because like I said, like, the backup dancers were crisp and hitting their moves and like she wasn't. So it was like a very, like a contrast, But again, that's just like the beginner. She seemed to legitimately be smiling, like seemed to be kind of enjoying herself in a way.
Good for her.
Yeah, she wasn't shaking. You can tell when somebody's actually, they get terrified. When they hold their hands a certain way, you can just see the shaking. She seemed to be like, all right, look, guys. But because there is a certain, when you go into a situation and you're out of your league, a lot of people will just, will give in and will say, I suck. I'm going to sit in the corner. Guys, I can't even believe I'm here. And that's one way of approaching it. Then there's people like her who are like, guys, look, I know I'm not as skilled as you, but I'm not going to disrespect you by acting like I'm suffering right now. I'm still hanging out with cool idols and meeting people. She had the good spirit about it. So it was I love her. I think she's so funny.
Next we have Miru. She was in HKT, but is now a solo artist doing her own song, Shine Bright. I think Miru suffered from the stage just seeming so vast and empty because there were no back dancers.
Well, she wasn't doing dance
and
either,
her dance not being... I think to own the stage by yourself, like in a dance, you have to kind of like really go at it, but she like... It was a more simple kind of like J-pop dance style.
She had a really tight outfit on, so you knew she wasn't going to do a dance. Really, she looked great.
Yeah, I think it just suffered from the stage looking like it was swallowing her. The song and her singing were fine. Like there was nothing wrong with that. It was just Did it fill the stage?
Yeah, like even Cheon, even Yoram Cheon, Nana, who is, I'm going to say it, the best dancer on the show. Not by a bunch. Yoram, Cheon, incredible dancers. Other dancers really good, but holy moly. Anyway, they used backup dancers just as part of the thing. I'm not sure what her decision here was to do a solo. Nobody up there.
I don't think she has that type of access to that stuff.
Oh, really? You don't think? Oh,
probably not. I wouldn't think.
That's kind of sad. But
right?
I love Mirror. I think,
company,
that might be right. Maybe they just didn't send any because they would come from Japan, because she's based in Japan still, right? Yeah. She's getting a little older. She's been around for a while, 13 years, and stuff like that. So people, I think, maybe are not giving her a lot of credit if she hasn't done it by now. When's she going to do it? But she has experience. She can sing. She can dance.
It's a whole different world. The world that she's coming from as a J-pop idol.
It is. And
what defines success and what means you're doing a good job in that is very different than what's expected in K-pop.
Yeah.
We learned that in Produce 48.
But I'm going to say it's...
but that doesn't mean it's bad.
But these days...
I liked that.
Right.
I like J-pop.
The hip thing now is to kind of reduce the dance a bit with New Jeans. Not reduce it, but make it a little more groove, a little more smooth. She can maybe hit on that. Maybe she's not the most technical dancer, but maybe she could do a little bit more of the groove thing. So I think I would have thumbs it down just because it sounded kind of weak and empty, or it's looked that way. Yeah. And the song was fine and pretty, but just two backup dancers just doing a gentle thing behind her or something. But to me, it looked like the outfit also was so tight, like she couldn't even bend over probably, much less do a kick or something. So it was kind of a mistake. But she looked fantastic. She sounded cool. I'm still pulling
I like her
her
relationship with Jury. They're from HK together.
Oh,
they're so cute. They're friends.
Yeah.
Oh, they were very sweet. But yeah.
Very cute.
Next up, we have Purple Kiss Yuki. Now, context. Purple Kiss is like my currently active girl group, aside from IZ*ONE, who's no longer active. So I am extremely biased towards Purple Kiss. And love Yuki. She did a song called Who Cares? I don't know if it's original or if it's cover. I don't know what it is.
This song is the one she did as the intro to the group, I believe, 2 years ago or whatever it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking up, I was watching the performances on YouTube, and the algorithm says, oh, you like that, you might like this, and it presented me with that original video. It was Who Cares?
Oh, okay.
Supposedly she did a much better job, but it was like a filmed intro video, I think, or something like that. Somebody in the comments tell me. So what did you think about the...
So
Yuki, by the way, is my bias in Purple Kiss. Yours is Swan, right?
Yeah.
So
here's the thing. Because I'm a huge Purple Kiss fan, and I know what Yuki can do and has done in all of their songs, like, she stands out as she's their main rapper. She's the strongest. Whenever time she comes into a Purple Kiss song, she has like her voice and her style. She stands out a lot. Yeah. So I know what she's capable of. So I was a little disappointed in just the rap portion of this. I just felt it was like, I just didn't like the song. And it's hard for me to separate, do I like the song or do I like the performance? Like, if I don't like the song, it's really hard for me to rate the performance. I just didn't like it. Like, I don't know what I would have rather her done, but that song just didn't feel very sophisticated to me.
Yeah.
If she would have just came out and done a rap part from Zombie, I would have freaking eaten this up. I would have eaten it up.
She's a great dancer, but the dance part was
weak, too. And
then
she spent more than half of the time focusing on, the dance breaks part and stuff, which I understand why you want to do that. You want to show your skill, because she's skilled in both areas, and I get that. But, and she didn't know that she was going to be one of only, 3 rappers there. If she would have known that, maybe, in the context of it, I would have liked to seen her come out and just, spit fire.
Oh, hell yes.
And not focus on the dance, and be like, this is my skill set.
Because if she had done that, came out and did the Zombie rap or some play on that, let's say did the bars from Zombie. Oh, people are like, oh, it's Zombie. And so she did her rap from Zombie, and then stopped and did a new section with the same background music, new lyrics or something, and it was real fire. That would have gone viral for her. Instead, what happened is she tried to cover all these bases, and I think people who didn't know Yuki probably were not that impressed by Yuki. I'm not saying she wasn't impressive, but she said it herself. She changed the lyrics and forgot them. You can't do that as a rapper. You can't do that. You're supposed to be rattle this stuff off your head at the drop of a hat.
Was a little, so she seemed maybe a little nervous in that regard.
I think she was nervous.
But the choreography and stuff was like, it was interesting, and she did a lot. It was like cool stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on.
But, I don't know that it showed the charm that I know from her. So like I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen her come out and first of all, she was wearing a masculine outfit, like a suit, the David Byrne giant suit. If you don't know who that is, guys, Talking Heads, look it up. So that looked kind of cool and chic, and then she kind of came out and kind of gave a semi-weak performance, and it just kind of deflated once you saw the outfit and it wasn't, and the gun, and you're like, oh, she's gonna go crazy, and then it wasn't really that crazy. So I think she just was trying to do too much. She should have came out. She's known as a rapper, done a 2-minute rap with maybe a dance break or whatever, but just spitting fire. Not even spitting fire, but just doing something clever, some cool, fun rap, because nobody really rapped that much in the show. All the rappers didn't rap that much.
They didn't really deliver. And I think she could have, because part of what she's known for, like, as a Purple Kiss fan or whatever, is that, like, she's Japanese, but her Korean is really, really good.
Yeah.
So she, like, can rap in Korean really, really well.
That
and that's
her
like
dolphin laugh.
And her dolphin laugh. We haven't got enough of that yet on the show.
Yeah, really hear it.
That, like, I would love for her to come out and show that, and everyone would be like, wow, you're like doing that well with your Korean rap. And it
was disappointing because her rap tone, her rap enunciation, her tone of voice, it's like super smart ass. She should have came out and just done something a little more sassy.
Yeah.
The gun stuff I don't like anyway. Just as an American, I don't want to see that stuff. I don't want to see any other country fetishize guns. Yeah. I know we get to have it. Everybody seems to want it, but it's like, trust me, it's no fun. Somebody who lives in places where it happens all the time. So, but other than that, it was a missed opportunity. She'll have chances later, but the thing is with this show, with Queendom, I've noticed from other reality shows, is they'll stretch out performances for a lot of episodes. So while I think that she'll have opportunities later, it's possible she might not.
They're giving her no screen time.
Yeah, so you have to.
They're giving her no. She's getting crumbs, so.
Yeah. By the way, I would have. Knowing Yuki, I would have thumbs it down because I know how much. I
know I'm being harsh, but yeah.
Yeah, because I know her and she's so good and stuff. But I agree with this ratio here. I think it's fine. She actually got pretty good considering she missed the lyrics.
Yeah. And next we had one of the other rappers, Lightsome Songa, who did a compilation of CLC's Black Dress and G-Idol's Tomboy. She's known as the rapper from Lightsome, but I couldn't say
she
that
didn't rap much.
Remember a lot of like interesting rap parts in Lightsome songs. And so they introduced her originally as like, oh, she's like Soyeon from G-Idol, like a strong rapper. And
no, she didn't do that.
Yeah.
Again, I could have benefited from a similar kind of spit and fire a little bit because she looks so cool and so unique. She's tall.
I think if you're saying your skill is as a rapper, doing a cover of another person's song word for word, is it really showing your skill?
If it's a difficult rap, sure. If you do it in your own style.
Because you're just doing... Because we're just going to compare it to the original, and you're not as good as the original.
I could see if you did it in your own style. You don't have to have you can even have the same lyrics, and if you deliver it different, like if you did a more chill style or more aggressive style of a chill, you can. But Black Dress, I don't know. But Tomboy, I know, and I just don't like. I'm sick of hearing the song. But it again, she's trying to do too much. And everybody's like, you're a rapper, you're a rapper. In fact, on their sheet, I think they showed it. They marked rapper. That's your skill. And you come out and you don't really do much rapping. You do more of a talking point.
I appreciated her energy, though. She came out and brought some energy, at least.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that. I will say, coming out and doing... Like, Tomboy is, like, for me, a very, very divisive song. Like, the hook of Tomboy is very catchy. It's fun.
Sure.
You can't help but like the hook of Tomboy.
Yeah, of course.
Regardless. But the rest of the song... Apologies to anyone who loves the song or is a G-Idol fan, is a dumpster fire, especially the rap lyrics.
Well, the English
rap lyrics. So
bad.
The fact that that's what she pulled out was doing the English rap lyric part because that's what she wanted to show, just highlights to me how bad that part of the song is.
Yeah, but
so then she's trying to show off, and I'm just like, oh, this is the cringiest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it's not her, it's the lyrics from the original song are just cringy. But in the context of the full song, it's slightly more forgivable because you do have like an amazing hook of Tomboy. I will give you that the hook of Tomboy is good, even though I don't like the song. Like, everybody likes the hook of Tomboy.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
So it was like tough for me to rate her up on this.
Well,
so I wouldn't have.
And again, I'm not trying to give a hard time to anybody whose second language is English or doesn't speak it a lot. But I wonder if my distraction over hearing how kind of poorly she pronounced some of it would be the same as like Jury singing if she didn't have good enunciation or pronunciation. Maybe it just, I'm saying it's a bit distracting. Having said that, her energy was great. I just don't know why from any of the rappers I didn't hear a lot of rap. I wanted to hear.
It was rap.
In the most
technical sense. She did the rap verse of the song.
An original song, an original verse, like you were saying, something because a rap has the unique ability, really like singing and dancing too, but especially like dancing, because dancing can be so, you can interpret, you can do so much with dance. Just a few little moves, you can do a completely different thing that's reminiscent of the original thing. It's so expressive because it's your whole body. Right. Rap is a similar thing. You can just do a few little twists of a word or a wordplay or a pun, something fun, and none of them really showed that I heard. Granted, I don't speak Korean, but it was a little disappointing. Yeah. Having said that, the performance was fine. I just don't like Tomboy, so I would have thumbs this down. But
yeah. And after that, we had our third rapper of the show, CLC's Yeon, singing, I think, her original song, Cherry Coke. I'm not familiar with CLC, really, outside of Eugene because of Girls Planet. So I don't really know. And Soren. I know Soren from her YouTube channel. So I'm not familiar with her at all. I've never heard the song before or anything like that. They said that she's the rapper of CLC. Again, I don't know what that means because I'm just not familiar. I don't know if she was really known to be very good or anything like that. But she came out, she had the energy and the professionalism of someone who's been doing this for a while. So it was kind of a nice change of pace a little bit.
I thought she felt a little low energy to me in spots, but it picked up later.
But,
when it got hard.
She did a lot of interesting stuff with the choreography, stepping on those guys' backs and stuff. I just, again, it's hard for me, if I don't like the song, it's hard for me to highly rate the performance, and I don't like the song.
Well, I couldn't really remember it, but if I heard it a few times, I'd probably like it, like Snap.
Anything that, says, a brand name, I just, it makes me cringe for some reason.
Yeah, you just picture they were forced to say it or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a fair thing to say. I know I'm not being fair.
No, but, I mean, it's you gotta speak your feelings.
But I think, I think she did well, considering, if she would have performed a song that I liked or that I was familiar with, I probably would have been
I thought she
way
did
more
good.
Excited about it. She's also cute as hell.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Her eyes are so big. She's so cute. She's like if you mixed Kepler, Shouting, and Eugen together.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah,
in a face mash app.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, and she seemed to be dressed comfortably. I know that sounds dumb, but if you appear comfortable on stage, that's the most important thing. That was the difference between really good performances, I think, as well, and the ones that seemed to be kind of amateurish, is how comfortable they seemed. The other contestants marked on it and said, "Oh, she seems really comfortable," or whatever. We'll talk about somebody else, I think, next.
I want to see more from her.
Same. I want to see more from all these people, but I think that she, now granted, they're all idols, but she, I think, has been through the ringer a bit with CLC. It's been a long road and stuff like that. Yeah. I think she's ready for a good spotlight because I think she'd step up to it. I wouldn't mind if she was in the group.
They're not giving her very much screen time. I think she should be more talkative or expressive to get that screen time to stand out more to get included in this. I feel
I say this all the time, and I always think to myself, is that a fair thing to say? That idols know when they go on these shows? Because we all know on the reality shows here in America, people know when they go on a reality show that if you make a fool, you're going to get the airtime. There's nothing. There's no bad edits. It's all airtime.
Even as giving reactions, as we were watching the performances, if you sat there quietly, you're just not going to even get the reaction shots, and we're not going to see your personality through the reaction shots. Jury is very big in her reactions.
Right, but this is what I was saying. Jury, I think she's legitimately that way.
Yes.
But she also knows that they're expecting that of her a little bit, and she gives them what they need.
We're off topic.
No, I'm just saying that.
But I'd say she's falling into the background, and I don't.
Right. I don't want to see somebody who actually is very charismatic, is very unique, and would make an interesting idol, I think, and has a cool story and experience. I hope somebody says, hey, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's not
Yeah.
easy for these idols to know what to do, but you just kind of got to step it up a little bit.
Yeah.
She was probably, it's a
Little
long
bit.
day
Little
at this
bit.
point. So
Next we have LaBombe Hayen. She has since left the show.
yeah, spoiler alert.
She did a song, I guess it's called Between Us. It was a LaBombe, it's a famous LaBombe song.
Yeah, it's a famous LaBombe song. Yeah. I love fucking love,
she's
excuse my language. I love Hayen so much.
She's such a cutie and a sweetheart, and like, I love that afterwards she was like, oh, I guess everyone is being really competitive here. And like afterwards, like when she left the show, that was part of the reason why she was like, actually, I'm not too old for this. I don't want to do this.
Well, she just did
Not too old,
she
but
did
you know what I mean?
Reverse. And Reverse she was favored, and she was so good. I loved
Yeah.
her voice, and then she didn't make it in Reverse when everybody thought she was going to make it.
Right.
And again, that's more of a silly project. It's not a super serious project
Right,
group.
right,
It's
right.
for fun and an experiment,
Right.
but it's still cool. Don't get me wrong. So I think she might have been a little burned on that. Her outfit
It didn't do her any favors.
looked a little uncomfortable and stuff like that. She's totally beautiful and everything, of course.
It just didn't look like a stage outfit. It looked like something you just wear
Yeah, or maybe
to
you
go
were
to the grocery store.
Yeah, it looked like a cute outfit to go out. An idol wears to go to the grocery
you go
store.
to you go to Target in.
Having said that, the song was adorable, and I love
No,
that.
that's not an insult. I love her.
No, I
She's
know.
beautiful.
I'm saying that that era or that style of K-pop girl
I
groups, where
love
it's
that
like
crap.
it's like pretty and
I
girly.
love it.
I don't.
I eat it up.
When that started getting replaced by Girl
Give me that
Crush.
cute stuff.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah,
that cute
Exactly.
stuff.
When that stuff started getting replaced by Girl Crush, I remember thinking, you're going to lose something that is uniquely K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
Is unique. That stuff. Girl Crush is done by everybody everywhere now.
Yeah.
And so now they're getting to the New Jeans thing, which, is kind of the new hip thing. But that pretty girls up on the stage singing in flower dresses about fairies and stuff, or our love, or
Give it to
having a
me.
crush on a boy, or whatever.
Give it to me.
That stuff is so good. And maybe she feels a bit outdated,
Yeah.
and that's unfortunate because I think her voice was really nice. It was real stable. Of course, we don't know what they do with the audio and stuff, but I think she can sing. In fact, they said the comments I saw were that she is normally known for more like a sultry voice, which I thought it was more cutesy. But why'd she step off the show? Because I loved Dopamine so much, and I love how she
respect
laughs.
that she was like,
and-
I'm not here for this Mnet
Yeah,
competition
but-
crap, where they're judging each other. She didn't know going into it they were going to judge each other. Like she
It
thought
was
maybe
just a gimmick
like the
at the
audience would
first.
judge or whatever, but having
Yeah,
a
but she was
division-
perfectly willing to give her opinion when she was asked. Remember, what's her name was asking about it?
No.
I'm not giving her a hard time at all. If she didn't feel comfortable, don't do it. Chan didn't do it either,
Yeah.
I understand that as well. But I just think if she would have gotten over this hump, she would have been so good and charismatic. She's kind of cute and sporty and stuff. I love Hannah. I'll look her up some more. I'll look up LaBombe some more because I just think she's such a unique idol and so fun and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate. Having said that, I would actually thumbs this one up because that's my jam. That pretty stuff. I think it sounded fine. The outfit wasn't the greatest, but that's not why I'm judging them on their looks or whatever. So I think she did really, really good. This ratio, I think, was just too harsh.
It was
I think she
harsh,
did-
but like realistically, could I have voted? Probably not.
It's just so hard because some of the performances are so incredibly good.
But yeah.
I'm gonna be
Too
looking
bad
her up
she's
though.
not
She's
here.
great though.
Next, we had Wiki Mickey Ellie doing a song that's name I'm not clear of, but that's the name of it. You Hoki Sonata?
Sonata. Yeah.
Sonata.
Yeah, it's like this
Okay.
Spanish sounding guitar.
I don't know. Is it like an old? Like I don't know. What is this song? Is
I don't
it like
know
an old song?
either.
Is it a trot song?
I don't
like,
know if
what
it's.
is this
I don't know if it's
song?
supposedly Weki Meki's all their songs are kind of like this, kind of cutesy or bubbly or something. I don't know. I need to look up Weki Meki.
Wiki Mickey is I'm so picky, picky, picky. You know that, right?
I don't know. I
you
don't
know
care.
Picky, picky, picky.
I got to look him up because Ellie's one of my top. I
You don't
love
know,
Ellie.
You don't know picky, picky, picky?
I don't know. I'd have to hear it. We could.
Oh.
Well, after this, we
we
should
know
look up some.
I'm
Weki
so
Meki.
picky, picky, picky.
We'll look up a guide.
And then what's the other one? It's like the one that came after picky, picky. I forget. Anyway.
You're off on a memory tangent. I can't go on that journey with you, Leela. Let's talk about Ellie though.
I am talking about Ellie. That's
she
her
starts
song.
off by saying, I thought at first the translations were kind of bad because I watched it live. I thought she was saying she was the most popular member of Weki Meki. No, she was saying, I'm not the most popular member of Weki Meki. And they showed him standing in a line, and that guy's screaming the girls' names, but they're not screaming her name. So she just kind of, that's what I understood.
Okay.
And so she's kind of just standing there like, remember, I'm in this group too. And she kind of does a lot of like self-esteem stuff, like, you're Ellie, remember you're Ellie, and she's hitting herself. And
It was cute.
I love Ellie. She is, she was also in Reverse, and if you want to just cry at cuteness, go look up her, like, it's like her intro tape where she's in the classroom. She's like, round kick. And then she'll do elephant sound. She's so adorable. She really should be a voice actress.
Yeah.
Having said that, her voice was great. I really liked this little song. It felt a little old, a little dated.
So unusual.
So weird. But her performance was great. She kept it up. She sang great. I don't think it was for bad or only for good or whatever.
No, I wouldn't have downvoted it.
No, I would have upvoted
weird.
it.
I would have upvoted it, but it was very strange.
She needed at least like 10 upvotes or something.
Yeah,
This
that was pretty
for her to
harsh.
be as lower than some people who like. Nothing against Doa, but Doa got more upvotes than this, I believe.
I think so.
And she also went first.
Yeah.
Right? So they were like, oh, I guess that was okay. No. She
Yeah,
literally
they
messed
were
up and
being
got more
harsh.
upvotes. And I'm not saying Doa didn't do well, but Ellie did. She did a song. She finished it. No mishaps. She sang live from what I could tell. Again, who knows what they do with the audio. I don't really care. And she's adorable as heck. Ellie, forget this. Forget the ratio. Just keep moving because I love Ellie.
I think it was overly harsh. Yeah, the ratio was a bit overly harsh.
Yeah, I mean, I would have upvoted
also,
it because it's Ellie, but also because I thought it was a clever, kind of fun
It was
song.
definitely unique of all the performances that day.
Right. It's kind of reminded me of Jury's where you didn't expect it.
But yeah.
She's in my
my
top. She's going to remain in my top.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have Cherry Bullet Chayrin doing Chunga's Bicycle. I don't know what happened. I feel like maybe it was late in the day. Maybe she wasn't feeling well, but she kind of...
Again,
Just
Cherry Bullet's like one of
messed
my
up a
top
lot?
groups, but I don't know all the members that well. I need to start educating myself more because they are one of my top 5 groups, top 3. Bora's my top idol, but I believe she's the main dancer.
Yeah.
And it was like she had literally just learned this dance, or she was just, her blood sugar was low. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But this was the one I was saying that was legitimately, I thought, kind of bad. Being her experience. Her experience and stuff.
No
the lack
insult
of
to her
charisma.
personally,
No,
but there was just
'cause
something
she can do
going
so
on.
much better.
Yeah, we know she can do better.
This was
I don't know what was going on.
So
it just was not there.
Let's
I'm not
use
sure.
that for context. She literally messed up, didn't have much energy. Even her teammates were saying, oh, like doing that, hot under the collar, like, oh, this is bad. And Ellie got the same score. For completing a song with a smile on her face, being a ray of freaking sunshine. And then Sharon comes out there and just acts like she's kind of down or not feeling well. Nothing against her. But I don't know what happened there. She could have been physically not feeling up to it or something, but it was just like she didn't memorize the moves. It was really strange.
It was really strange. I'm not sure what happened.
So yeah, I would have easily
we don't know what
found this
happened.
stuff. By the way, she probably only got one legit up. Well, she got one from Miru, right?
Yeah.
Which she did for everybody. So let's discount that.
The rest of the Cherry Bullet
She got
members.
Cherry Bullet. That's 2. So she got maybe one legit upvote. She probably was the least voted.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is and I don't want to say this, but the girl who's brand new, in a way, I think did better than. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to be facetious.
Yeah, because she didn't stop. She didn't
had
look
a
like
good
she
time.
Lost.
She tried to.
She memorized her.
She
thing.
was trying to.
She did the song.
It felt a bit more like
Chayrin
an
kind of
idol.
looked like she was stumbling and to remember everything or
so
something. I'm not
strange.
sure. I'm not
So
sure what's
strange.
going on. And I think that kind of really messed with her confidence too. Afterwards.
No, she'll be fine.
I hope that she can work through it.
She will. She will. She's good. She's a pro.
Next, we had Momoland Jui doing a song called Hot. I'm not familiar with this song either. I don't know if it's...
Well, if she's doing all her stuff
or-
herself, maybe she just bought a song.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or she wrote it or whatever.
Yeah, one of the things they pointed out with Jui too is that like she's totally independent now. She doesn't even have a company. She just is completely self-managed. So the performance and everything, she funded being on Queendom. She funded getting the choreography and the dancers and
Feeding herself.
taking herself to the thing and doing it for totally independent. So like mad respect for Jui for wanting to continue to be an idol and being willing to do the work without the support of a label. I think she deserves the support of a label.
Yeah, but this is the age of multimillionaire YouTubers who started off with a camera and that's it.
And
so she can do it. She's going to have to maybe go some non-traditional routes.
Right.
But that's perfectly fine. $1 million in your bank is $1 million in your bank. So I think she needs to, I would like to see her do a little 4 to 6 song album, put it out on Spotify, put up a couple videos, do some V-Lives, and have some fan meets.
And I think that with this performance, she's trying to, like, break away from her historical image as, like, the Tropicana bubbly girl who's like,
which she should have done, by the way.
Who was in the bubbliest girl group ever, Momoland.
Yeah.
Like, and she was the bubbliest of all the bubblies in Momoland. So, trying to break away from that and do something mature, do something sexy. Like, I get where she's coming from wanting to do that.
Yeah.
I just think it maybe wasn't executed as smoothly as it needs to be.
And she was nervous too.
To give that sort of elegance that she was going for, to sincerely be like, oh wow, she really has broken away from that image.
I think
I can't say that she did that.
I think it was definitely.
I think that's what she wanted.
I think it definitely felt more mature and did feel sexier and stuff. But it was an execution thing.
Yeah.
And she felt, I think, nervous.
Maybe out of her comfort zone.
Yeah, and it is harder to do it by herself, whether she has even a choreographer friend or not.
Right.
Without a group, it's harder to be there. It's hard to, her morale might have been down. She might have been tired, all that stuff like that. But I think she did fine. I would have downvoted it as well because I just felt it felt weak.
Yeah.
And so my big thing is, if you're going to step on a stage, what are you there for? Are you there for a drama or to make people laugh? Whatever it is, you have to achieve that mission. In this case, you need to wake people up, make them remember you, and make people smile or have a good time, or in Bora's case, cry, or an emotional response. And the worst thing you can do is kind of just have a lackluster middle of the ground response. And that's kind of what happened here. I think she should have maybe, I don't know, not worried so much about the sexiness of it and just done kind of okay, you remember in Girls Planet when Younghoon did My House? Yes. That really subtle performance they did where they just kind of moved, and it wasn't because they weren't all of age, but where they sexy-ish, you know. She should have
like
done
a lounge singer kind of
hat, had a trench coat on and taken it off, and there's a sexy outfit.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A little table with a lamp on it, and a guy sitting there, and she dances a
doing
selfie.
A show or something.
Something simple. She was trying to do a little bit too much.
I think what we're learning from this show in general so far is that, like, even members that are really good in a group, not everybody's cut out to be a solo artist.
No, which is fine.
Or to do a solo performance.
Which is fine.
And this is what we're seeing, like, not with Dewey specifically, but, like, just with everyone that, like, people who can do really well in a group sometimes maybe aren't suited for solo and do better whenever they're with others, you know? So I think it was a big challenge to ask every one of these people to do something alone. When many of them probably never have.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And being able to do something alone is very different than doing it in a group.
Oh, especially when you have a
very different.
Like a butt skirt on, like a butt thing. Like I would have felt so exposed. You know, she did, and it was a little tight and stuff. And it takes nerves.
It was. I feel like this was probably the hardest thing they're gonna do on the show.
Yeah, but I think she's also
doing something alone.
I think she's also maybe. I'm completely projecting here, but maybe someone like her thinks that she does not have it anymore, is not as popular anymore, or whatever, because she's not.
You just gotta have it.
You
go talk to Hyolan. Like, you gotta the confidence queen. You gotta learn from the confidence queen.
You've got to remember, you still have fans.
You have it.
Even if it's only,
trust me.
Yeah, even if it's only 100 fans,
you have it.
You can build on that, and so she doesn't need to worry about proving herself so much. Now, I'm not saying she should have come out and done the Tropicana dance like we fantasized about her doing, which would have been awesome. But like, she can just come out and do something more subtle, and then show that aspect of it without trying so hard. So anyway, we'll see how she does. But I still love Jui.
Yeah, I like her a lot too. Next we had Heike Huiso, also doing Tomboy. Again, we hate this song, but at first she sang her own song that I forget the name of.
From Heike, yeah.
Yeah, the Heike song. It was beautiful.
Bridge? Something? It's a good song.
Rose or something.
I'm kind of sad that I don't know him now. I need to go check him out.
I need to go check out that song because it's really good. I probably have heard it and just don't know. But anyway, then transitioned to Tomboy and legitimately slayed Tomboy. Like,
I mean,
I thought she did really well.
She did amazing. This is the person I was talking about who, okay, long filming day. Everybody's tired.
She came out and gave the energy.
It wasn't even that. It was the energy of confidence and she could have been completely faking it. Nobody cares if you fake it.
Yeah.
Because they want to buy into your confidence.
Right.
So you have to sell it even if you're lying. It doesn't matter. People there to see something on a stage. Lie to them. They know you're not that character all the time anyway. Yeah. She runs down. She's giggling.
Yes.
First of all, I was like, please don't break your ankle. But she's young and beautiful and stuff. But then she has a powerful voice.
She's got great vocals.
This is the kind of thing you need to happen. She was the more viral moment or the more attention-grabbing moment in the second half of the show.
Yes.
Anybody could have done that. You didn't have to, like, even the more subdued performances, they didn't need to come out and act more subdued. They could have come out and acted a little bit more up. And I know it sounds bad, like I don't want to sound like a guy who's like, you should smile more often. I hate that thing. Yeah. But you're an idol on a stage. You need to sell your energy, your power or whatever. She came out and nailed it. Her vocals, by the way, are great, but she didn't really. It's not like she was doing what Bora does, where she does a long opera note and it ends in a wave, whoa, like a laser beam. Or she did K, where it was this lovely romantic song. She just did a power ballad, like she was in a band in '97 or something. But that worked. It worked for Tomboy, and that's why you can see it in the votes.
I thought. Like, it's not like Tomboy is like some extremely challenging vocal song or anything like that. But I think she made it sound like maybe even better than the original. Yeah,
sounded like a stage, like if they did it on stage on Broadway. She was the one starring in the Tomboy, the production called Tomboy now because in Korea, and you got to come out and do that. Yeah, she didn't do a crazy outfit change. I think she just took off her jacket. Yep. She didn't do a crazy bunch of dancers, I don't think, or dance stuff. She kind of did a dance break, didn't she? I can't remember. Anyway, dancers. But she just sold energy and power.
Yeah, it was good.
And this is what I was saying that always happens to Bora or other vocalists like her, is when you get somebody. See, it was about Bora and Kay the whole time, right? She comes out and people forget. Oh, here goes the third wheel or whatever. The third
main
part,
vocalist
right?
Wheel.
But she's closer, I think, to the classic K-pop girl for a lot of the audience members. The newer type. And I think that her singing style doesn't do the vibrato on it and stuff like that. It's not older like Kay's style. So I think that a lot of people actually end up picking her as the main vocalist. Yeah. And like what happened to Bora and Girls Planet, Chaeyeon took it because she was closer to that. So I love. If Huiso was in the group, I wouldn't mind at all. I want Bora in the group, but if not Bora, I wouldn't want her as the main vocalist. I just think she has a cool spirit, a cool attitude and stuff. She has a cool look. So
just kind of like a hidden gem in a new little group that came out that
Right.
I think that's cool. Whenever you see there's all these little groups that have these people in them that we maybe don't know that just have this like incredible skill. And
I need to go watch some of her YouTube videos of just her singing, because I think that's where she shows off more. Yeah. What I liked is that she didn't really try to show off more. She tried to have that attitude that she tried to project. She tried to push that out there. That was so much more important than hitting the notes.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not saying Bora's was bad because she hit the notes. I'm just saying that in this type of performance, she did exactly what the job called for. So. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, fantastic.
And last but not least, we have Lovely's Kay, who they said performed literally last in this 18-hour day.
She sat there.
We're assuming it's an
18-hour day. I say 18 all the time because that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Doing Destiny, the lovely song that she's famous for. I loved her dress. I love Kay, everything about it. I was disappointed that she didn't get up there and just belt the whole song out, the way Bora did. I'm not sure the reason for that, why she.
I don't know that she could exactly. Anybody could exactly do what Bora does with the power
Kay
note.
Can do it.
Well, but I don't know that's her specialty. I think her specialty is a certain lovely style, a certain romantic style of singing. Yeah. And so I have nothing wrong with the fact that she didn't belt necessarily. I have a problem with her not singing during a whole part, and all you can see
whole parts.
Now. It's Mnet. I don't know if other people did that and they just didn't show it. I wouldn't be surprised. But like an entire section, she wasn't singing.
They didn't go out of their way to point it out. Mnet pointed it out when other people didn't sing, like the girl who did IMVU. They didn't point it out, but it's clear on the screen that she was letting the background vocals do it while she was just standing there.
Yeah, but in the live,
for whatever reason,
they show it for sure though. And when I watched it live, they show it, but they don't make a huge deal.
They didn't
of
make a deal of it.
Except for I do think that Huiso, they go to her face, and I think she downvotes it when she sees it. I might be wrong. I was a bit disappointed too because
that was disappointing.
I think she didn't.
She's better than that. I don't know.
She
what that
is. I didn't think
on.
she was. I don't think that she knew that she was going to come and have the Bora and the Huiso. Right. See, Bora, Huiso, and Kay did what the 3 rappers should have done, but the 3 rappers didn't do, which is show your vocal, your power, show your superpower. Bora, of course, blew the roof off.
Yeah.
Huiso, attitude and volume, and just it was rock and roll. That's the added thing she went for. Kay did do her lovely, pretty song, but I don't know that she expected their level of energy. If she had, I think she would have come out with something different. But for her to skip the entire section without singing, I'm like,
I don't know what that was about.
I was like, hey, you can do this. She's so good.
I don't know what that was about at all.
Yeah, and it's not. A lot of people prefer her voice over like a Huiso or Boris style.
I wanted
and
to
I
come
do in some things too.
Have her come and like serve, like sing for us loudly. Serve.
To be fair,
but she didn't do that. I don't know.
To be fair, the votes here, the 18 to 19 or 18 up, 9 down, showed her that Bora didn't get all those votes at the beginning because she was early on in the filming day and everybody was awake. She got those votes because it woke people up. It blew your head off. These votes, I think, kind of told her when you're up against a Bora or a Huiso, you need to...
She was playing it a little bit safe, which is not what I wanted to see from her.
No.
At all.
It was great. It was lovely, but you don't necessarily even want to do your own song, I think. You should probably do a cover when you're singing. You can.
Because that's like a legendary song. That's like a classic. It's like a classic.
Yeah, it is.
So she should have done that and come out and just like slayed it. Like
maybe done an improv
slayed
part
the house down and not worried about dancing or anything.
Had a part where it dropped out and she just holds a note or something, you know.
Like, come on
but
now.
when she stopped singing on that part, I was like, what's up with that? Because I know she can sing. This song wasn't punishing her throat or anything. You could tell, unless she was feeling bad. But it was still great. Kay's still amazing. I feel bad for her because she's been through this with Queendom before and didn't quite get, I think, the credit she deserved as well. They kind of edited her like a kind of a bubbly, kind of dorky girl or something, like a nerd, and I think that's completely wrong. So maybe next time, and it's going to be a while until we get past these Signal songs, but maybe next time she's going to really belt it, because there is a performance of her with what's Seun from Weeekly. Yeah, so I would have thumbs it up still though, because she was absolutely lovely. But this cutting
I
out,
probably would have too, because I like the song so much, and the part she did sing was pretty.
Yeah, she's great.
So that was all the performances, and then we go into, like, just really quickly, the 2 top voted people, which was Bora and G1 from Cherry Bullet, got to pick their teams and pick their songs. And everybody got the songs they wanted, which was cool.
I like that they did that. I didn't want to see anybody crying because they were going to be forced to do a sexy thing when they were maybe not age specific.
So everyone got to pick the song that they want, and then the top 2, which Bora picked Snap and G1 picked Charismatic. She got to go into the room and choose the 7 members she wanted in her team. If their performance ended up being 6. 3, 4, because
Che
the 2 that dropped out. The 2 that dropped out were both in Charismatic, so it evened out.
In a way, I'm kind of glad that happened. So at least it's still even. And 6 looks good.
And so we just saw the team building, but like I said earlier, the actual performances were up weeks before the show actually went live. And this is how we learned who was going to be in the show. So we just watched these. And when I watched these for the first time, that's when I was like, oh my God, Jiwoo from Triple S is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life, and I love her. It was watching Charismatic for the first time. I was just like, oh my God. I
mean, Triple S is a New Jeans group. It's
this is a Triple S song, basically.
Like when grunge came out or gangster rap or whatever, there's certain 5 or 10 groups where she's in that New Jeans new era of K-pop. Triple S was doing that, and is doing that.
This song is just sickeningly good. It is written by the same people who did write New Jeans stuff.
Yeah.
It is sickeningly good. I have had it on repeat, unironically.
And
both versions, both teams, like... It is just such a... Oh my God.
And the choreography by La Chica.
Oh my God, so good.
It's
so good.
it's weird. I'm not. On one hand, I really love the kind of more laid back hip hop trend that goes on now. It's almost mumble rap, just chill, but also upbeat stuff like that. Sometimes I want some more energetic or whatever, but when I want this kind of music, it is so easy to listen to. Not easy listening, but easy to listen to. But if you didn't have the dance really, really sells this. And Nana is I was transfixed by watching her. Every time I watch it, I just am transfixed by her. And I don't know if it's because she's not wearing sleeves or what, but you can just see her. The face buns are also
adorable. Yeah. She did stand out to me too when I saw it for the first time. But after seeing the performance last episode and then coming back to this, we are both in the Church of Nana now.
Oh, she's insane.
I didn't know her ahead of time because I don't know Woo-ah.
She's not even, and I was going to say this. Chan was on the dance team with her. I don't know who would have taken which part or what, but Chan would have been great in this. She's good at this kind of style of dancing. It's a real shame, but I have to be honest. I wasn't missing her because, I mean, of course I'm missing her, but because Nana was just like, she is so good.
She's so
her moves,
sharp.
Yeah, her moves are so exact, but also it's a cute dance. The way La Chica, they do like this kind of aggressive, not aggressive, but like confident, but yet cute. Feminine. It's a blend of a lot of things. So the dance for me really sells the song because the song on its own, vocally, like New Jeans, it's not supposed to be a huge vocal song. It's like almost like a one note da 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 da.
Which is why Bora didn't pick it.
Right, which is fine. It's just fine. But with the dance in the video, it's just fantastic. It's so good. I said this on the subreddit. The pick team, I think, of course, did better. But it's marginally better, and they did so much better because of G1 for Triple S and for Nana. Nana just is like insanely good.
When you just watch her parts,
it's so adorable.
Like, and you just focus on her, like when Nana's in the center, and you like watch the other teams. Her angles and her lines are so crisp, and it's like so intentional. She has such control that I was like, but
it looks effortless.
I believe you now. She really is like one of the best dancers on this whole show. And then again, Jiwoo, just precious, and she does the rap part, she's like, and I'm a baddie, and I'm like, honey, no, you're not. You're too cute. But like,
she had to say it.
But you know what? Like, I love that. It was adorable. And in the other team, Soyeon, also from Triple S, did that rap part too. Yeah. Also adorable.
Not as good, but
adorable.
But did a great for never having done it. I think it was really good.
Oh my gosh!
I would like to have seen more behind the scenes. Maybe they put up a behind the scenes thing because I wonder if they coached her and stuff. Next episode. Oh, okay, good.
Is when we'll see the team and the filming and all this. But I love that they let us see the performances without any of that bias from the behind the scenes first.
Oh, okay.
Because we just got to enjoy them too, and I think G1 was brilliant in picking her teammates. Literally brilliant. She even picked Wooyeon, who didn't do a good performance because she knows this is a youthful, cute song, and Wooyeon can bring.
Well, it's that. It's like a cool young girl at the mall thing, which I know nothing about, but when you see it, and G1 picked a team that, excuse me, this happened in Girls Planet when they did when Youngin's team and the Twin Towers, the two redheads, May and the rapper from China did U plus Me equals Love. I thought when I saw that, as much as I love Bor and all these other group people, they could stop the show and make that a group, and I would be 100% happy. And this is what happened with G1's team here. If they could stop this show right now, now granted, I'd like them to add Bora in there, of course, because she's my queen or whatever. But if they did not added anybody else to make it 7 or just kept it at 6, I would love that little group. There's such a cool dynamic there. You got the dance. You don't have a huge vocalist, but if that style of music, you don't necessarily need it. So I just think that was a magical moment for me. I don't know what other people think, because I think that Snap, Girl Crushy stuff is still getting more views. The sexy kind of stuff, and maybe more people like it.
For the drop team, I just wanted to say, one, Yeonhee is so cute. Oh my god.
And she's good too. She does good. But she's basically doing Nana's part.
She's doing Nana's part,
which is hard.
She's just marginally less sharp in her dance moves than Nana. But Nana is just so sharp in her dance moves. Sooyeon from Rocket Punch with her hair extensions.
She's still on my
She's so pretty. It's kind of unreal.
Yeah, but she's got a unique.
I was like, is that you?
Look.
Is that her? She's so beautiful.
She's got
My
a unique
gosh.
look, yeah.
But I thought they were both great and adorable, and like.
And you know what's funny is there's Weeekly
love this
members in
song.
here. I think these are all the Weeekly members, right?
Yeah, 2 and 2.
Right.
She separated them 2 and 2.
If Weeekly had just waited a little bit longer, if you listen to this style of music, New Jeans is Weeekly.
Yes.
With,
it's the
with
evolution of the style of Weeekly after school holiday.
Is.
It's the evolution of that.
It's
2
a half
steps
beat.
is the biggest trending style right now. But Weeekly abandoned that path to go down Girl Crush and then crashed and burned.
Watch them come back.
Watch them come back, though.
With that. Now, this style can move on, and then it can seem a little bit dated as well, or whatever.
Right.
But it's a classic style that is now. It's the style that hip hop's going in. It's a style that R&B is going in, and it's been there for a while.
Favorite.
It's a cool.
It's my favorite.
It's a cool. It's a way to look cool, also, without necessarily having to project cocky. Because not everybody's really cocky. It's just it's like sporty and young and all those things that I'm not.
Yeah.
But I can recognize it, I loved both performances. Pick Team obviously I think edged it out a bit because Nana was just insane. So, but vocally they're all pretty equal.
And Jihan she was made for this style of music. Like
I think she knows it too.
On now.
I think she knows it.
But
this is my favorite song.
That's
by
us
the way.
gushing over charismatic. It was
super
it was
good.
amazing.
The video's great.
And then there was Snap. Again, my first listen of Snap, I was like, oh, Girl Crush, I don't like it.
I hated it at the first.
But
I hated it at the first.
It like got going in my head, and
Same.
I went back and listened again and again and again. And I'm like, actually, this song kind of hits. Like, it actually is a bit of a banger. Like, I actually do like Snap as well.
It's prog rock. It's all these kind of seemingly disjointed sections that are still connected though with an ongoing beat or rhythm.
Yeah.
And you're going like, what are they doing now? What do they do now? Then they're doing an offbeat, but it's all basically connected, and it works once you get used to it.
And Bora, in making the team, stole all the rappers for some reason. she took Yuki, Gaeun, and Sangha, all the 3 rappers, and made herself the only main vocalist in the team.
I have to say I disagree with her doing that.
A little bit, yeah.
As far as it's not real life politics, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
I think she thought it needed more than it needed. Sungha, you could have lost Sungha, honestly, and traded her for. I would have put Huiso.
Huiso. I would have switched out Sangha and Huiso. That's exactly what I would have done.
Just because there is 2 vocal parts, Bora, and I didn't, can't believe I'm saying something negative towards my favorite idol of all time. But there are 2 vocalist parts. I don't know I think, what's her name? Rena's doing the other vocal parts because she's a vocalist.
Yeah.
There's two high note kind of parts, Bora. Huiso would have gotten, first of all, you would have been a hero to her. You would have gotten that little bit.
Huiso wanted to be picked by Bora and got her feelings hurt really bad.
I mean, to be fair,
it was sad.
If it was between Huiso and Sangha, yes.
Yeah.
Huiso and Rena, no, Rena was great. Rena's awesome.
Needed to be there. Rena, as the center of the start of this song, was like a vision. She's a vision.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Look at her. She's a vision.
And
she's tall.
You're for the
and
dance.
Like power and cool looking in that outfit. Rena's awesome. Like, I thought she kind of slayed this song.
Yeah, they all did. And Sharon comes into her own in the song too, where she's starting to show. Oh, that was my foot. Sorry. Let's see if I can do it again. Sound like a toot.
I thought it was the cat.
No. Where it's a bit more mature because she has a more mature look. She doesn't look like she's in New Jeans. She looks like she's in an older
Girl Crush group.
a Girl Crush group, and so she fits it well. Bora, as much as people don't want to put her in this kind of stuff, she can fit anything. She's great in it.
Yeah.
But her vocals have that
are
sharp quality that you need in this. That sound like a laser beam.
I love it though.
On the high part or whatever. So I do think that Bora's team did better than the drop team, of course, but again, marginally, because the drop teams weren't picked necessarily. They crafted the pick teams, Bora and G1. Right. They said, here's my favorites, whatever's left kind of.
Yeah.
So there was not really as much of a consideration for look or feel or whatever in the drop teams. That's the reason they seem maybe a little bit disjointed, look a little bit misjointed here.
Well, I think it was right for her to put Kay in the other team because, again, their vocal sounds and their main vocalist role overlaps. So it was right for them not to be together.
No, yeah, but I think it would have been brilliant if they were in the same team because you could tell the vocals apart and they would have blended well. They both have an older style of singing and people would have been able to say, hey, that's Bora. Hey, that's... There would have been it would have captured more people's imaginations. I think that I wanted to see Bora not worried about the rappers in the group, but showing off the vocals, because there is quite a bit of vocals in the song. So she kind of acted like, it kind of felt like she was saying, I'm the only vocalist, so I'm only going to be doing the vocals, when we knew that she wasn't going to be doing all the vocals.
Right.
So it was a mistake, I think, in that way. It would have dropped a rapper.
Yeah, that's the only like change that I would have made. But other than that, she did pick good with the dancers for Yoram and Rena as center to start the song. Like I said, a vision.
Yeah.
Yuki slayed in this. Like
Yuki's awesome.
That was Yuki doing like the kind of rap that I'm used to her doing, and like that she looked amazing in this.
It's just crazy because you see Phi down there, Fye, Phi, whatever her name is. I'm sorry. Somebody correct me in the comments.
I think they pronounce it Pi, but it's
okay.
Phi.
She would have been insane in Bora's group.
I think
there's so many I would swap.
That would have been a choice too. I think that could have been a choice that she made that maybe considered, but
right.
I think she's just too afraid of her, like maybe not knowing Korean.
Jury has a very sexy. I can say that she's a very sexy look when she wants to be sexy. Her red hair would look great. I mean, there's all these little combinations I could have seen that I think what Bora did, what kind of has turned some people off, is she worried too much about one section of the song, which is the rap attitude section, which does sound better, I think, than Drop Team's. That rap is so slow. It's not even really rap. It's spoken word. So if you don't have a good attitude carrying those words, it's going to sound really weak. You know, they're just like, ba-na, da-na, da. You can't, it's not fast. So you really have to carry those words, and Pit Cat just did a better job with that because they are rappers. They have they're more control over their voice. They know what they want to do with an attitude. So I would have liked to seen that switch around a little bit, but so I don't know. It just marginally better. All these teams,
it was still really good.
They could all be a group, and I'd be
really
happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed both of them. Again, I've got all 4 versions of these songs in my playlist, listening to them on repeat. And, like, if you ask me to, like, pick which one is better, I can't. Like
this right here.
It's all good.
Bora's group, I could say, the previous group, Charismatic, Nana's group, I could say, make that a group right now. They're so adorable and pretty, and there's an age range, there's an attitude range, but that could be a group doing that style of music. Snap Team here, I could see them being a group and not necessarily doing all this kind of music all the time.
It is too rap heavy.
Yeah, but that's exciting too, though. Like BTS, they have those insane rappers.
That's true.
There's something about that's really cool. A lot of the boy groups are doing that now. ATs, where they're just really rap heavy. So that would be kind of interesting. But I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. Just drop one rap for a vocal up there or something is what I would have liked to see. But it's not. People are trying to look for any reason to make Bora out to be some kind of villain or whatever. I'm like, guys,
relax.
None of these people are villains.
Relax.
They're all sweethearts.
Okay, and our top 7. The only change for me from last week is, again, I said we're now in the Church of Nana, so I took out Jui and added Nana to my top 7. What you changed your top 7 again?
I have to be honest with you. This is all other than Bora, maybe Ellie, and maybe Jury, and maybe Nana. And maybe Kay. No, other than Bora, I honestly could be almost anybody else in this entire show, and I mean that. I love every one of these members. There's such a lot of people are like, oh, new good groups are coming in, and these people they're failed idol. I see those kind of comments like these aren't a quality selection of people. And I'm like, there's so many good people in this show. It's and I think by the end of the show, people will notice.
I think my ultimate team here is like. Really good though.
It's a very good group. It's a very good group. What I was going for, and I put Kay in there with Board just because I can just fantasize about it's the slow part of the show, and now they're going to do some the vocalists are going to come out and they sing together. And as much as people they do have different singing styles, but they're both kind of sound a little old-fashioned style singing. They are distinct from each other. Bora and Kay's voices are, so they're not going to overlap in a song. I think Bora was overthinking that or whatever. Maybe she meant outshine. Then you have Nana and G1 for dancing. Phi, I'm just going to say Phi. For rap, she could learn Korean.
Yeah.
And G1 actually does rap too in Cherry Bull, and it's that really cute, girly, I don't want to say it, but like girly cute rap, which I like they do in Twice, which is so freaking adorable and good. And then Jury and Ellie are like the they can do whatever they can fill in. And of course, Ellie's the most adorable thing in the world. So I just kind of threw it together. The only ones I have to say I'm 100% for would be Bora and Nana. But I mean, I love them all.
Prediction today: Nana's making it into this team.
Oh, Nana's incredible.
I said the first episode.
She's for sure.
She's super popular in Korea
she's for sure.
because she's like a music show MC and stuff, and everyone knows her there.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing like, oh yeah, she's not only popular there. I think she's gonna make.
And
it
she's got a
into
good
this team.
voice, like a lower register.
She's gonna make it into this team,
which I'd be fine with. I think she's great.
And Yoram, I think too, because of the popularity of WGSN, they won Queendom.
And she's good too.
WGSN members won Reverse. You know, like I think the popularity is there. Is just there.
I always want to include more vocals.
And everyone else is kind of a wild card for me.
I couldn't tell you without knowing like if view counts or something or an indication. Like some of them are not as popular. Like Ellie's not as popular. You know, Jury's not as popular. That kind of thing. Other than that,
Jury could be if they give her a lot of screen time.
Yeah, other than just her being funny.
Yeah.
Because
she's
funny doesn't get you into the group. It gets you popularity necessarily, but doesn't get you in the group. Because Bora got a lot of popularity from all her high notes.
If they let us do one per week, 7 pick, if that is how this goes the whole time,
it's going to change.
It's going to be a way more balanced group than the way it has been on like Girls Planet, where you go down to 1 pick. Things like 1 pick is where
it's only
someone
popular.
like Bora suffers because everyone will put her in their 7, but not everybody's going to put her as their 1 pick.
If it was 1 pick, it'd be the 4 members of
if you do 7,
Weeekly and 3 other people, probably.
Maybe. But if you do 7, I think Bora's got a place in everyone's top 7. And Nana too.
It will change though. I guarantee they're not going to keep it top 7. They're going to screw it up somehow. But
I love that it's only once a week. So you don't have to remember to vote every day.
Right.
It's so stressful remembering to vote every day.
So if it's once a week, then maybe they will keep it at 7. Because you would do
Bless
7
up
you would do.
Bless up, because
that makes sense.
I am lazy.
Leela, that makes sense. If you did 7 once a day for a week, that's 7 people.
You only do it once a week.
So if you do 7 in one day, it's kind of the same numbers in a way if you think about it.
I like only voting once.
I do. So, point being, I could honestly plug anybody into my group other than Bora and Nana. I think those have to stay. But these are, I mean, I guarantee, even as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking like I don't have any Weeekly members in there. I love Jihan. I wanted Jihan in there. It's very like.
I think Jihan has really high chances.
Oh yeah,
she's so adorable.
She is, and she can sing well and stuff too.
She's so adorable.
So I don't know. Just ignore this for now. Other than Bora and Nana.
Okay, and that's it for our extremely long, as long as the episode recap today.
That long?
For episode 2. We will be back next Saturday for episode 3, getting into the performances of Charismatic and Snap. And apparently, it looks like from the previews, they've already filmed round 1.
Yeah.
With the live audience.
That's why I was saying they're stretching
out. Have we heard any spoilers yet?
No, but that's why. No, but people have gleaned some stuff from the trailers and stuff.
Because normally, someone that was in the audience will tell us what's happening on Reddit. But I don't know that this show is as popular.
I haven't seen any. No, I think it's fine. I think you get more viral moments like Bora's stuff and some others, and Jihan's dance and Charismatic and stuff, and you'll start seeing stuff.
Jury's team is doing the 17. What's the subunit name?
Song,
Fighting.
Yeah.
Fighting. And I'm like, yes, it's gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be good.
Anyway, we will see you next week. Please subscribe. Thank you for listening. Tell us your top 7. Thank you.
Word up.
Love y'all. Bye.